Zelda time, suckers. It's yeah, it's Zelda time, suckers. So the goal up in here is we're going to be taking Wind Waker specifically first, but maybe in time we'll do more Zelda games. Maybe we'll do other games in general, but we're getting niche. We're getting specific. We're talking about, I think first we're going to do every dungeon I like up in this sucker. I guess I'll do every dungeon, and then you'll see in time which ones I really like and which ones I kind of like. I don't really hate any because Wind Waker's, the best game ever made, and it's a really good one, and it's fucking perfect, so don't say any of the dungeons are shitty. I dropped things. Oh my gosh, what a mess this is. But first up this week or day, or I don't know what my schedule is going to be like on this channel, or if it'll even be a schedule, or if even this will go past this one single episode, because this is a mess so far. But we'll see. Let's pop over screen capture mode. Dragon Roost Cavern. That's part one. That's what we're talking right now. We're talking some Dragon Roost Cavern. You know this joint. You know this sucker. You've seen it. You've heard tale. You've heard talk. And it's like the first, let's get back to Chris mode, Chris Cam. It's like the first real dungeon up in Wind Waker. You can count Forsaken Fortress kinda, I guess, if you're, I don't know if you're a bitch, but it's not really a temple. This sucker right here, though, this is a temple. This is when you really get into it. You're like, oh, this is a Zelda game. I get what's going down here. And, it's cool. It's up on, is the island called Dragon Roost Island? It is, Dragon Roost Island, right? And, I mean, I'm not talking the island here, but in terms of music in Wind Waker, Dragon Roost Island, top 10 for me. Top 10 music right up in there. But I like the bird people too, the Rito they call them. And I think that's a great introduction to the Wind Waker is a new Zelda game. It's a new world. This is a new species up in this world. And take a look, take a peek-see. And so you go through all that, and then you work with little Rito girl, and she gets you into this temple, sort of unconsensually. But she gets you in, or just. Okay, so the deal is I was going to be doing these dungeons as I talked about them, so I'd do one and then talk about them, but I did like the first two. I started playing Wind Waker again like half a year ago, so these two are going to be a little scattered from just my memory. I've played this shit so many times. I've played a whole lot of Wind Waker in my day, but my memories will be clearer down the line once I start like playing them and then talking about them right off the bat. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Rito bitch gets you in, pulls you in because you got to chase her through the temple, all that. Anyway, it's a pretty cool dungeon. It's pretty tight. Let's start looking at some nitty gritty, some specific. It's sort of fire temple-y, sort of not. Again, it's Wind Waker, so it's a whole new category of things. It's not so specific that it has to be fire and water and forest and all that. It's sort of a combination up in Wind Waker. But so yeah, you follow her in, you go through, and then and things are pretty tight. In terms of the music inside the dungeon, I mean, not the most impressive in Wind Waker. It's honestly, it ain't bad. Let's listen to like a hot sec of it. Let's see, how do I mute me so this doesn't sound like an echoey mess? So quiet, Chris. And there you have it. As you can see, nothing fucking special. This is not the best dungeon music at all. But, it's music. It's okay. But in terms of, I guess, I don't know, what's my favorite part of this dungeon? Again, this is such a sloppy mess of a review, if you want to call it a review. I don't know. I'm gonna talk about the dungeon, okay? I'm gonna talk about it. I love the grappling hook. The grappling hook makes you think when you first start playing Wind Waker, at least for me, that this is like a hookshot replacement, and what? They give it to you in the first dungeon? That's weird. That's not very Zelda standard, but it is not the replacement for the hookshot, as we'll come to find out along this series. But it's a pretty tight alternative. It's fun. It's cool swinging along shit, jumping across big pits of lava with it. And then when you first figure out that you can stop and then like rotate your direction all around. And let's get back to Chris Cam. And you can use that to solve puzzles. Like at some point in this dungeon, you gotta like go down this like row of lava and then turn and then go down the other row. But I remember when I was a young stupid little boy, I couldn't figure that out, and it was like, oh, I guess I can't go anywhere. This must be a broken game or something. But no, you just stop, you turn yourself around, and then you go. And so that was a fun little twist. That's totally not hook shot like. It's a new item, and that's a fun new item. And then, of course, when you make your way through the temple, there's all sorts of new fun enemies. They got those, what are the little creepy caterpillar guys' names? Those are my favorite enemy in this dungeon. If we want to do that as something we discuss in every temple, a cool enemy. But I like those Dragon Roost Cavern centipede. It's like a fire centipede. No, that's the boss. Those suckers. Magtails. Are Magtails in any other games? Let's find out right now. How about that? Well, let me tell you about Magtails. Magtails, honestly, pretty dope guys. I mean, they suck ass in terms of, like, they hurt, they're kind of hard to hit, and they're like an uninvited presence. They just sort of come out of the lava, and all of a sudden, oh, you got to deal with them. But they're a very cool designed creature. They're kind of a fun little mechanic to fight them. Are there any... I guess I don't know why we're scrolling through a Zelda dungeon walkthrough, but you see, we saw like some pics of them. But Magtails, is that what they're actually called? Magtails, it sure is. But yeah, those critters. I guess I'm gonna give them my favorite in the Dragon Roost Cavern. They're kind of cool. Be sure. I mean, tell me, do you like them? Do you think they're kind of cool? I think they're fine. I think in terms of Dragon Roost Cavern, they're pretty cool because. Dragon Roost Cavern, not my favorite temple. Not my favorite temple in Wind Waker, so it's kind of a weak one to start with, honestly, because I'm not really passionate about it. But wait till we get to the next episode, because that is a temple that I got some passion for. I really do. But, yeah, they're pretty cool, and they're kind of like a little tease for what's to come in the boss. And the boss of this show, which is just Goma, right? It's like a reskinned new take on Goma. Yeah, it is. But damn, boy, that's a fun boss. That's my favorite part of Dragon Roost Cavern, I'd have to say, is this tight-ass boss. It uses the grappling hook in a fun way. You're pulling on the tail of, what's his name, Valu, the big old dragon that's above Dragon Roost Cavern, that the whole like goal of what you're trying to do is to figure out why Valu's freaking out. This son of a gun is all hostile and hasty and shit, and we gotta solve his problems. And we do that by fighting reskinned Goma, and it's a fun fight. You pull on the tail, you pluck on his tail with the grappling hook, and you swing all around, and you pull some dirt on him and hurt him, and that's sort of it there. Is that art? I mean, not to put anybody on blast here, but I mean, maybe they got other hobbies. But let me tell you, man, it's a fun fight. It's a fun battle. You can jump to little bridges above Goma, and that makes the fight easier if you're strategic and inventive with your fighting strategy, and you better fucking believe I am. But it's a tight fight, and it's a great end to the temple, and then you get to save Valu, and Valu, not to get into spoiler territory, but Valu hooks us up later in this game, okay? And also, really fun design. Look at that cute big belly with that long giraffe-ass neck. Valu's a pleasure of a creature, okay? I'm a big supporter of the V. But, yeah, I mean, overall, back to Dragon Roost... Dragoon, that's just silly. Dragon Roost Cavern. Pretty cool place. Not my favorite temple up in Wind Waker, but that's because Wind Waker has some incredible temples. It's an incredible game in general, and it's really like flawless and a masterpiece, and we'll get into that in time. But it's an introduction, gets you set off, and you get to take the boat to it. It's the first time you take like it's the first like open world island you get to go to and sort of see the start of the ocean, and you get to it, and then you beat a temple, and then you leave on your boat. And it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. There's different layers. It's like lava filled and immersive in that regard, and it's obviously atmospheric and what. I mean, let's not make this a fucking like circle jerk review, but it's a pretty tight temple. I guess it's fine. I don't know, who the fuck cares. Stop talking so much about Dragon Roost Cavern, right, guy? Okay, this was a mess, but this is like the beta test of what I'm going to do with these, okay? Does that work for you? Let's look at some video of it. I mean, this is Wind Waker, not Wind Waker HD, so it's really embarrassing to look at these days. But, yeah, I mean, this is the part where you're, like, up on the little edge, walking your way up to get higher. and higher and all that. There's like bridges. It's very bridge heavy above lava. And I think that's the one that you get to like swing some swords around and then the bridge drops and then you can get a chest down below. But there's nothing that exciting in the chest. So I remember I was like, oh, wow, cool. Fucking did all this work and I'm getting what? I think it was like a, what do they call it? Butterfly pennant. It's a freaking butterfly pennant. Which is fine, you know, to each his own, to each his hither. But I guess this video is not even loading. So that's fine. That's fine. But you know what's up. Dragon Roost Cavern. We went on. We talked. How long is this? Did I just talk about that bullshit for 10 minutes? I sure did. This will be less messy in time. It's all a learning game, okay? But next time, next temple, I'm not even going to call it by its title in this because that'll be a surprise to reveal next. But the temple that comes after Dragon Roost Cavern, let's just say, you know what I'm saying? Let's just say, I'm into that one. Okay, this was a disaster.